Yo, 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 you're now tuned in to the Rising of the Dreamerverse. My name is Yemi. I'm with my co-host TD, and we're about to get into some interesting stuff. Things that I think you guys are going to like.
A little bit of anime, baby.
A little bit of anime, my forte. Let's go. Welcome to the Rising of the Dreamerverse.
How we doing? How we doing today, Yemi?
I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. I had an interesting night. After we left recording yesterday, we recorded a couple episodes. We've been grinding, people. We've been grinding.
We've been trying.
Yeah, we're really passionate about this. We're trying to bring as much content to you guys as possible. It'll be released at later dates, but I had an interesting night. I went to go pick up some food, and I was wearing, of course, some anime gear.
Some Tokyo Dreamers merch.
Some Tokyo Dreamers merch.
Shout out to Tokyo Dreamers, baby.
Shout out to Tokyo Dreamers. That's my baby. Anime merch. You guys can go to TokyoDreamers.com.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's not shop. It's just TokyoDreamers.com.
Yep, TokyoDreamers.com. I'm actually wearing a shirt right now. Yeah,
I am not.
He's wearing some Spider-Man gear.
Some Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah, but it's part of the Inuyasha collection, Inuyasha's father. But I was wearing a different shirt last night, and I was picking up some food. And the hostess actually gave me a compliment. She was like, "Hey, dope shirt." And I was like, "Thank you, appreciate it."
Oh, yeah.
And then I asked her, I was like, "Are you into anime?" She's like, "Yeah, I love it. I'm gonna get off work. I'm gonna watch some. Go home, watch
that's
some
what she
Naruto."
said?
Yeah, she's like, "I can't wait to get off. I'm gonna go home, probably watch some Naruto." And I was like, "Dope. Where are you at in the series?" She's like, "I'm actually in the war arc. Like I'm in the which is like near the final arc of Shippuden." And I just when someone tells me they're into anime, I was like, I gotta ask, like, who's your favorite character in the series? She told me Gaara. And then she was like, I love Itachi as well. And I was like, that's dope. And we just talked it up a little bit.
Chopped it up about some anime.
Chopped it up about some anime.
Picked up some food.
Well, I picked up some food. Great vibes, and and then I went home. I was like, wow, that was interesting. She was pretty cute. But
well, I'm sure you were wondering.
Yeah.
She gave you the compliment on the shirt and everything, and she started talking about anime. You were probably wondering, damn, how did she get into anime? So my question to you, Yemi, is how did you get into anime?
Man,
how did you get into this space?
Yeah, great question, bro. Great question. For me, it started with probably when I was like. Dragon Ball Z was definitely the first one.
Was that the first one you watched?
Definitely the first one I watched, for sure.
First one was Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
All right.
Saw it on Toonami. My brother, my big bro, shout out to Miji, is obsessed with Dragon Ball Z, and he put me on as far as the show. And we used to watch it together, with my other brother as well. So that was kind of like the show that I was really into, for those, who grew up, in the 90s and everything, the 90s baby. But there was, and 2000s. I mean, Toonami's still prevalent, but Toonami was huge back then. And Dragon Ball Z, they had a 5 p.m. countdown with Dragon Ball Z. Big O, I think there was Rurouni Kenshin, Sailor Moon, Gundam. So like those were all also the other ones that I was watching.
Those were like the main, those were like the early influences, I guess, in the anime kind of space that.
Yeah. I mean, those are the ones that I really was like, oh, this is dope. I'm like, I could really see,
anime genre.
It was just like I was watching this, but like the one I would say that I really, really like resonated with was Inuyasha. You know? And that came on Adult Swim. When they launched Cartoon Network launched Adult Swim, and that brought a different element because it was nothing like I've ever seen. It was a lot darker.
Right.
It was a love story. It was everything.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think I've ever seen that, to be honest with you. I've seen
Inuyasha?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I mean, bro, that's definitely a recommendation. You should try it. Yeah, it's got everything.
I mean, I've definitely. I forget what was the one that you recommended me the other day.
What did I say? I said it was like a film one. It was like It was
It was like
it's called,
something where they like want to live in like an animated world
well,
or
yeah, no,
something.
they basically wanted to create their own anime.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it was like keep your hands off my Azukin, which
Yeah,
is a really good.
I think that's what it was.
It's a very weird anime.
I'll be
but
honest with you, it was hard.
Yeah,
I was trying.
I recommended that to another one of my friends, and she did not really.
She didn't like it either.
But I
right,
like
shout out to you.
Peculiar. Yeah, I like Peculiar. I thought you resonated because we're both creators, we're both artists.
Yeah, but
you know,
see, it was the thing. Maybe it was just too slow, or just like
it starts slow. That's what
and
she
it's
said too.
I don't know. I'm definitely into the more like, I guess, we'll get into that, but a little bit later. But yeah. So I mean, I couldn't get into. I tried. I definitely.
A for effort, bro. A for effort. I've definitely you know, I just threw that out there,
So,
to see if it would catch your interest or not. But
I mean, hey, maybe I'll try it again. Maybe at some point.
you got
you never know, because dude, there are times, I don't know if you've ever had this either, but it's like you might not like something right at first, but then you kind of come back to it later, and it's like, you know, I actually should have maybe gave this a try the first time around.
Absolutely.
And you actually do end up liking it, but when you think that maybe you didn't originally. So so I guess you already said what the first anime that you watched. What's your favorite anime?
I mean, favorite of all time or favorite of right now? Favorite right
Give
now.
me both.
All time is
because dude, the all time and the top and like all that kind of stuff that it's ever changing.
Yeah,
so
it is ever changing.
It's hard to kind of say.
Yeah.
That it's I mean, obviously there's some staples probably that hold their weight, but So give me both.
All time is Naruto. I mean,
all time.
Yeah, Naruto is. I mean, Inuyasha was like really the one I was like, damn, I really love this stuff. But Naruto was the one where I was like, damn, it can be action, and then it can be have a really in-depth story with character development and like a long plot, but it really like resonates. Like, I mean, Naruto taught me so many lessons as far as in just life in general, as far as like certain characters' mantras and like the makings of certain villains. Like every villain in Naruto is they have a story as far as how they became the way they are. So it's like, are they really villains? Like, I mean, or is this just situational things that happen
the
to
cards
them?
they were dealt with?
Yeah, and like things that happened to them in their lives and that impacted them. And like who wouldn't? I mean, depending on the person, like these things are really severe. And there's a lot of philosophical things about Naruto that really resonated with me. So all time, definitely Naruto. My current favorite is Jujutsu Kaisen, JJK.
Yeah, you've been talking a lot about that
one. Bro, I think that's I mean, it's I've never seen an anime come out like because it's only been out probably for like 2 or 3 years, and that's just taken over everything and the trajectory. Then Jujutsu Kaisen, I mean, it shout out to Mappa for the way they've animated everything, and then the story in itself it's just really interesting. It's like the genre is shonen, which shonen is like fighting animes or like action oriented. But they just done a good job of kind of flipping that standard shonen type of anime, where it's like focused on the main character. The main character has to do everything and get this newfound strength to beat the final. And it's not like that. It kind of flips that. So it's just, I really enjoy that aspect. I think the character development of the other characters outside of the main character is really, really, really cool. I mean, everyone's favorite and like that show is Gojo. Gojo is a beast, but definitely Megumi is my favorite. He's the guy who uses like the wolves and all that. Yeah, but yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen, man, that has my attention. The current season 2 is out right now, and it's fucking good. It's in the Shibuya arc, and the manga. I haven't really dove into the manga. Typically, I'm for the most part anime only. I don't really read the manga for most. I mean, I read Naruto and Bleach.
You've definitely read some.
Yeah, I read that and Inuyasha and a few others. But like typically I like to stick with just the anime plot because I like to not know what's going on. I feel like when you're reading, and no shade to anyone who likes to read the manga. I mean, the manga sometimes can be better adapted than the anime, but for me, I like to not know the plot, and it makes me appreciate it more. I think you can still appreciate it when you still know the plot, like of reading it. But like that's just the way I like to go about it.
Okay.
So
I mean, I guess we won't spend too much time on it since you said that you don't really, I guess, you said you are you're more anime than manga, right? So
yeah, no, but the mangas definitely are still pretty. Shout out to the writers or artists who draw those. The manga, because without the mangas, a lot of these shows wouldn't be created. Like a lot of them are usually manga, and then it's adapted to an anime, but there are some exceptions as far as there are anime exclusives, like, or anime only originals, which is pretty cool.
What was the first manga you bought though?
Damn, that's a good one. I would say, what was the first manga I bought? Probably is between Rama 1/2, which is the same creator as Inuyasha. That was the first series that they made. And that's, I mean, our buddy Wyatt, he knows.
Oh yeah,
Rama is probably one of the funniest written Ramas or like mangas ever created. It's hilarious, and so definitely Rama 1/2, and then also I think maybe Initial D, which is like Initial D is basically like this like racing, street racing type of manga. I think you appreciate that. Yeah, okay. They actually have an anime. It's a bit older. I don't know how it holds up. It came out in the early 2000s, but the manga was pretty dope. And yeah, so definitely those two for sure.
Okay. Yeah. I guess then we can kind of jump back into just more anime centric, but who's your favorite male and female anime characters?
That's good.
I'm assuming maybe it's gonna be something from Naruto, since you said.
Yeah. No,
but maybe not. Maybe not.
No.
Or JJK.
So. Yeah. No. So definitely not JJK. Not yet. As far as male anime character, I would say probably. Man, that's tough. Maybe Pain. Pain is technically like multiple characters, but the philosophy as far as how that character was written is really genius as far as just how he is in general. Like,
would you mind letting the viewers know which anime that's from? Just
yeah. It's from Naruto. He's like
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, he's the leader of the Akatsuki. Yeah, and he definitely his reasons as far as the things that he does.
Fuck. Sorry.
No, the things that he does in this series that they make sense. I mean, he goes through a lot. It's kind of a situation, and I won't dive into it too quick, but like, I mean, Pain. Naruto's deep, bro. I just recommend.
There's a lot, man.
It's like, man, I don't want to get too, but this is what I'll say. Like where Naruto,
I've watched some. I can't say that I watch all of it, but I've watched some. It's good. It's good. It's great.
Where Naruto comes from, he's his village is like kind of like a first world type of country.
Okay.
Where Pain comes from is kind of a third world country, so there's a lot of war going on, and unfortunately Naruto, there was a lot of wars that happened, and there is his village where Naruto's from happens to use Pain where he's from as like kind of like this is where they have their wars at. So like the people that get caught in between that are just like commodities.
Okay.
And Pain basically grew up around war. So, and lost his parents at an early age. For those who've seen the show, they know what I'm saying. Like, yeah, Pain is multiple people, but I like the philosophy behind the character. I don't necessarily resonate with it in the sense of like that's something that defines me, but it like his reasoning as far as the way he goes about things makes sense. I'll also say Itachi, Sasuke's older brother, is probably to me the best written character in the show. Everyone is obsessed with Itachi. Most people consider him their favorite character, and rightfully so. I mean, bro, when you watch it, you understand this dude. I mean, if you've seen it, yeah, just spoiler alert, but like he ends up he has to kill his clan, his people,
Yep.
in order to save the village, like where Naruto and all of them are from. He has to kill off his people in order to stop a civil war. And Itachi at a young age had basically, he was a prodigy. He thought like basically the leader of the village. He had the ideal. He was a pacifist. He thought like he had the level of thinking of someone that's like the president. Like he just always thought of the greater good and all that. And he's just a well written character, man. Like you initially think he's a bad guy, and he turns out to be basically a martyr, a hero. No one knows really, but like a select few, that he was actually a hero for the village. And also like he has a lot to do with Sasuke, the this I don't know, dermatologist or dertagonist. I don't know what it's called, but like the second main character, and defines as far as a lot of his moves in the show. But as far as my female character that I really resonate and I really love, I would say her name is Olivia Armstrong. She's from Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
Another recommendation I definitely think you should check out. Well, I'll go down that a little later, but Olivia is just like a general. Like she has her own like group that she leads. She stays out in the cold, and she's just a badass, bro. She basically flips everything as far as like people like to put women in boxes as far as like soft and timid. Not that there's nothing wrong with that, but she's just a very strong and fierce, but also like she's just a great written character. Like she's really like she's just dope, man. She's such a badass, and I really love seeing women captured in that way, and they kind of break the stereotype as far as how certain writers may write like a female character. So definitely her.
I would say I'll just give mine just real quick because it's not a long list from the animes that I've seen. My favorite one of all time is Kirito. I got to give it to him. I would maybe say a close second would be Boro from
Blue Lock.
Blue Lock, just because he's just like just the way he acts, and just like all the stuff that he does is hilarious to me. Yeah. So I'd probably say them, and then
Kirito's not. But Kirito's from Sword Arts Online.
Sword Art Online. Yeah, okay. my bad. I forgot to say that. Sword Art Online, and then I'll say I would say maybe female characters. I could give you 3. I would probably say Asuna, just because it's hard for me not to say Asuna from Sword Art Online. And then I would also say Raphtalia from Rising of the Shield Hero.
Oh yeah,
and I forgot about also her. I would maybe say a third could be like Nami or something like that from One Piece. So
no, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Those would probably be my favorites if you want. So
yeah, and just to kind of piggyback on what you were just saying, it's interesting that and we've talked about this off the air, but like my buddy TD over here, like he gravitated towards isekais, which isekais are basically, there's subgenres in animes for, those who don't really watch, and there's different subgenres, and he gravitated to isekais, and isekais are like basically where a character comes from a different world, typically our modern world, and they get transported to another world. Typically it could be fantasy, sci-fi, whatever, and he gravitated to those. Like he just mentioned the Rising of a Shield Hero, which is in that case that the character gets transported to another world
by picking up like a book or whatever,
picking up a book. And then he mentioned Sword Art Online, which is they get transferred to a video game. So and it fits.
I guess technically though, with Sword Art Online, you could say that they're not technically. I mean, it probably still is the same genre and everything, because technically, I guess in the grand scheme of things, if they do die in the game, then they will die in real life. But like, I guess you can argue that their body is not completely in the game. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's still technically, because it almost seems like
in
the isekai.
It does. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know for sure, but then also because the other reason, I guess, the
Yeah.
other reason I wanted to counter that would be because with Rising of the Shield Hero, he gets like he gets sucked,
he gets fully
sucked through the
integrated.
book, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't know if maybe Sao could be is maybe on a different level of. I didn't know if there are different levels of isekais, or is it just isekai's its own thing, and then there's other subgenres.
No, that's a good question. Maybe
I didn't know.
I'm sure there is definitely different levels to it, but typically when you're transferred to another world and the plot mainly focused on their interaction in that world, then that's the isekai. But I think that's just so dope, and this is just going back to just what I told you like off air, just like there's an anime for everyone.
There is.
You
Just
know.
start watching that Formula One, or well, it's not Formula One technically, but it's racing. It's Formula 4, so it's. Yeah, I just started watching. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I like it.
and it's typically something that resonates with what you like. Like you like racing, you like soccer, you like
Football.
football.
No, some people might come for you on that one. So.
Yeah, nah, and then
I call both of them football at this point.
and you like these things, and you're really passionate about that. So it makes sense that you would be kind of like, oh, this is like an anime I like. So. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's
I think you were the one that recommended. I think you told me about the
Blue Lock,
the Overtake one, right? Well, you did.
Overtake, yeah.
You did tell me about Blue Lock, but Overtake. Did you tell me about that, or did
Overlord?
I find it? Oh, it's called Overtake. It's called Overtake. That's the Formula.
That's the Formula One.
That's the Formula 4 one. Yeah.
Overlord is something that I think you would like too.
Overlord?
Yeah,
What's
it's
that?
called. It's an isekai.
Oh, is it?
It's another one.
I'll check it out.
I'll give you some of the stuff.
Might need a list.
No, yeah, you'll like that one for sure, bro. But yeah, bro, it's really the different genres as far as with anime is really really cool. And it, like I said, there's one for everyone. Like personally for me, I typically stick with shonen, which I don't stick with shonen, but like I typically watch mostly shonen at times.
Okay.
You know, Naruto and Bleach are considered shonen. JJK considered shonen.
Are you into the isekais too, or no?
Yeah, of course. Jobless Reincarnation.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
True. You did definitely. You definitely
Rising
recommended
of the
that one.
Shield Hero. We
That
were
one too.
obsessed. Bro.
Yeah, I love that one. Dude.
Yeah, and then
I love it. Season 2's, I guess, but
yeah, season 3's out right now.
yeah, no, I was gonna go back and see how much it's maybe if it's changed at all or
season 2
not.
wasn't really. That,
It wasn't the best.
I think it was that turtle arc, bro. That shit was boring. Bro.
yeah. We don't gotta talk about it. We'll just we'll move on. But yeah, you recommended Blue Lock and Rising and Jobless too, which all three of those
Fire.
pretty good. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, all fire for sure. Jobless is just fucking hilarious. I think just the concept of it is just really funny, and the way that the dude acts is even. Yeah. It's definitely maybe a little creepy. Well, it's definitely creepy.
No,
it's definitely creepy.
Jobless has some controversy behind that because of what you just said. We don't have to get into it, but because of what you just said, the whole creepiness,
the creepiness part of it.
Yeah, they're like
it's a little weird.
Yeah,
man.
it is. Weird.
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, we don't gotta talk too much about that one, but you're picking up what we're putting down here. So, how about what's your favorite? Because I guess you were talking about shonen, right? So like that's mainly fighting and powers and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite weapon then from
a shonen?
Just from any.
Like the power type. Or just weapon.
I just kind of included that, but I was just asking what's your favorite anime weapon, and maybe what's your favorite, and then I guess what do you consider to be the strongest anime weapon that you've ever? It could be any. It could be shonen. It could be if there's other animes that have more powerful weapons. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's good, bro. I would say, when I think of like weapons, or like typically. I would think maybe Bleach comes to mind as far as like those that they really use weapons. Zanpakutos, which is part of like the their soul aspect. Like if you've seen Bleach, you understand what I'm talking about. Like, but it's like they're certain aspects as far as when they become like Soul Reapers that they unlock a Zanpakuto, and then there's different releases to that. So those different characterizations as far as how the Zanpakutos are released, I think those are really cool and unique.
Okay.
But as far as like power levels and like scales, as far as that, I would say my favorite is, I mean, I would say the ones that I really understand is definitely, I mean, Naruto. I mean, the chakra I think is really unique. I mean,
Would that be like, would you say it's the most powerful too, or is it just your favorite?
It's my favorite. As far as the most powerful, I think is
Like, what's like the most powerful anime weapon that you've seen in an anime?
probably. I mean, it has to be a tie between Jujutsu and Bleach, man.
And
Like,
these are weapons or these powers?
these are just powers. I mean, in general, like
Okay,
but
okay.
like weapons. I mean, the powers and the weapon with Bleach, they kind of go hand.
Kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you're using your Zanpakuto, which is a sword, and then your different releases as far as that unlock certain different levels, types of powers. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. So I definitely Zanpakutos. I mean, One Piece is up there too. I mean, you see.
I mean, yeah.
With hockey, like, which is like a different power scale that you can unlock in One Piece. And One Piece is, I mean, a lot of people consider that their favorite. I'm still kind of diving into it. It's
Into One
know,
Piece, yeah. No,
it's
me too.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm definitely not gonna act like I'm.
yeah,
But
which is-
I just like, I do like Nami. I like her as a character. I
Yeah.
mean, Luffy obviously is
Yeah.
really funny. I would have to say Zoro's a really.
Zoro's a beast,
He's
bro.
a beast. He's
Yeah.
he's just a beast. He's
Yeah.
just like not really afraid of anything.
nah, bro.
honestly.
And he's always, like stays in the gym, bro. He's
No,
like,
100%.
He's like a dude
Stays up on his gains.
Yeah, bro. You just someone who motivates you to continue to work hard and all that. So I really like that aspect. And I mean, you mentioned as far as the whole power aspect of like just like scaling and all that. So I would definitely say, yeah, for first thing that comes to mind is chakra. That's included in Naruto. I think that's that aspect of like the eight gates. They focus on that, but just chakra in general, I think that you can kind of channel that as a like, that's like in certain aspect in certain cultures in real life. So
Okay.
I think that's really cool. And I mean, meditation, and that's typically how you can unlock your chakras. It's typically I think Eastern Asian culture. So I like that Naruto really included that. Yeah, so definitely that's a definitely big thing for me.
Okay.
For sure.
What would you say would be like this, like I guess, I mean, we got, I guess, 3 different kinds. I guess we can kind of talk about, like, what would you say would be like the saddest anime that you've seen? Like, or like, maybe saddest, most impactful, kind of like hit home for you. Like that kind of,
Yeah.
touch the heartstrings, basically.
That I've like cried to. I would say.
You don't even have to say. I mean,
No,
well,
I don't care, bro.
no, I'm not.
I've definitely, yeah. I'll get a little emotional here, but I think, or just that really touched me. Was Full Metal Alchemist was definitely a really sad one. There was a couple episodes. I mean, it ended very in a positive note, but like there were some moments that happened in that was really like, damn, this is really fucked up, and it gave me the aspect of like, okay, anime is really not. Some animes are not for kids. Like
No, not at all. Not at all. Jobless reincarnation. Example number 1.
Yeah.
It should not be.
Yeah, nah,
Not accessible
but
with kids.
yeah, there's a scene in Full Metal where it's so fucked up. Those who have seen it, it's just like basically Full Metal Alchemist deals with like alchemy, which is like transferring matter to something else, and this dude basically takes he takes his daughter and he takes his dog and like fuses them into one being, and it's really sad, bro. Cause you get to know both the dog and his daughter, and his daughter is like the sweetest girl ever, and it's
So
like,
you would say Full Metal is your probably the saddest.
definitely Full Metal.
Is there any?
There's so many
just
sad
honorable
ones, bro.
mentions, maybe.
Honorable mentions.
Like
Trigun is really sad.
anything that you've been watching recently, maybe. That maybe has been Kind of like that's your little soapy
Yeah.
show that you watch when you go home.
I mean, Inuyasha has sad moments because of just the dynamic between the characters. So
that game, that just sorry, I don't mean to go off track or anything, but that just popped me a question in my mind, because you talk about these different genres of anime, which we can talk about a little bit more here a little bit later as well. But when I just said soapy shows, because like I'm soapy, sappy, like sad shows, like are there any like
straight up sad?
Well, are there not even that, but are there any like animes that are like kind of designed like soap operas? I don't know why. I don't know why that came to mind, but I was just like, maybe there gotta be. Right?
There's definitely ones that just cater to. I mean, there's like
for some
really love story type of animes.
Just in case,
the slice of life is kind of like everyday life, where it show like the development, like the emotional effects, like
just in case my grandma gets an anime, I recommend.
I mean, she probably like a slice of life type of anime that doesn't have powers and scaling. It's just everyday life.
It's just more about life stuff.
Yeah, so you could really probably find something that's really kind of like that pulls on the heartstrings. Like, I think Violet Evergarden, that's on Netflix. It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's just very emotional. There's no powers involved. It's just a very like kind of historical type of anime.
Okay.
It's really beautiful. It's really written well. It's about this girl who's like basically a war veteran who loses her hands, and then she finds another gift into writing. So
damn.
She gets like mechanical hands, but like it's really beautiful. So yeah, they're like, it's just going into like, there legit is an anime for everyone.
Let's lighten it up a little bit. How about like funny anime?
Funny anime.
I mean, like a comedy.
Yeah. Golden Boy. Golden Boy's a little inappropriate, but it's hilarious.
Golden Boy. All right.
Yeah, it's probably one of the funniest.
I'll check that one out.
Watch the English dub too, people. Like, check that out.
Oh,
GTO as well. GTO. They teach your Onizuka.
I'm gonna take the opportunity because you said that.
Yeah.
You said English dub.
Yeah, let's go.
English versus sub.
Yeah.
So obviously it's like a huge debate, like watching different animes and different, I guess, subs and dubs. I will admit, when I first started, I could not watch the sub. It was hard for me. I like watching stuff with subtitles. Like, I don't even mind watching like normal, like even just normal shows with subtitles, just so I can guarantee I know what they're saying. But I don't know why. Something about it was either making me. I was having a hard time just keeping interest. So I would say when I first started, I didn't watch it in the dub. Or in the sub, I mean. And I definitely was dubbing a lot of stuff. And I have definitely seen a lot more, since I've been getting into One Piece a lot more. I've definitely been seeing the debate between the sub versus dub for Luffy English, because I'll admit, I've kind of watched both. I've kind of been flipping back and forth just to kind of get an experience on both. I think the English is kind of funny. Like, there's some English dubs that are hilarious. For example, Blue Lock.
Yeah,
the Blue Lock English dub is fucking so funny.
It's so funny.
But then I did start watching started watching the sub on Blue Lock, and
it's better.
Speaking of that being better, I could be tripping, but when I watched the sub, to me it almost looked different too, like the visuals. I
love that.
And I don't know if that's true or not. I could be lying, but to me it almost looked like the animations and stuff, like what they were doing just looked crazier, and like even crazier than it was in the dub.
Probably just hits different, bro. It did. I mean, the voice actors maybe have more emotion.
Maybe I'm getting used to subs too, though. Maybe I'm starting to get used to it. So yeah, I'm starting to finally fully get into it. But yeah, I wanted to ask you, I guess, is there do you prefer one or the other? And I guess also, while we're on the topic, is there anything wrong with watching it in either, or are you just happy that people just watch anime in general? I guess it's like,
it's multi-layered.
Yeah,
question,
it's layered. But you
go ahead.
I
mean, personally, I prefer sub. I mean, a lot of the times back in the day, watching anime, a lot of it was like there'd be dub. And then, the English, you typically, depending on how long the series was, they didn't have the voiceover for English, so you just had to switch over to the sub. Like nowadays, like with Crunchyroll, with Funimation, with Hulu, with Netflix, anime is so freaking accessible. But like growing up, like
There's so many different like, dubs too.
Yeah, it was not like that. So I'd be watching Naruto or Bleach, and I would get, watch it like on Cartoon Network, and then I'm like, all right, the sub is actually like hundreds of episodes ahead. I'm about to just watch this.
Right.
So as a kid and like kind of for the most part growing up, I would be like, yeah, sub is better. But then I think back as far as the dubs that I watch and I appreciate, like Inuyasha, Cowboy Bebop, I personally think the dubs for those are better.
It's kind of a mixed bag for you?
Yeah, it's a mixed bag. I personally prefer sub with most anime, but nowadays as you get busier, for people who know and understand, like what you were saying, like it depends on your schedule. Like as a kid, maybe it's easier for you to probably just watch a sub.
The more you get into it too.
And the more you get into it. But
are there genres maybe that you prefer sub versus dub in?
No,
like,
not really. I mean,
does it go by genre or is it just go by? It just maybe just depends on the anime itself.
Yeah, it just depends. Like I will watch sometimes I'm just too busy, and like I will watch a dub if I just want to watch the show, and like sometimes it can be a lot trying to
like throw it on the background.
Yeah,
kind of thing?
yeah. I'll just throw it on the background, but like for the most part,
you're getting
like
other stuff done.
Yeah,
so you're still kind of passively watching. I do that too. I do that too.
So, but for the most part, I definitely like currently I'm watching One Piece dub. I mean, but when I get to a point where the English is in there, I'll switch to sub. So I'm all for whatever
I think
works.
The One Piece dub's funny as shit. Yeah, his screams are fucking so funny, dude. Yeah. Kind of annoying, but they're fucking funny at the same time.
I'm all for what works for you. I'm happy that people are just watching in general. So whatever works for you, I think that's going into the whole, like, cause I mean, I was a little bit like that, like, whatever, like sub is better. And I'm like, as I've gotten older, I just don't,
I think when I first started to get into it, you told me to try to watch everything in sub, but it was hard. But then eventually you were like, you know what, like just watch it.
Just watch it.
Yeah,
I mean, whatever
works. Yeah.
Whatever works for you is what works for you. And I'm just happy you're watching. We got to chill with the whole, like, as long as people are watching, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I've definitely been guilty of like kind of being a anime snob, or like, hey, where you at in the show, or hey, like quizzing people, and I always remember one of my friends called me out, and she was like, yo, don't do that, like, and this is when I was like younger, like 18, 19. She was like, don't do that, like I don't need to be quizzed on my anime knowledge. I was like, damn, you're right. Yeah. So definitely,
I guess is that because maybe I guess like the kind of like maybe the fact that anime is kind of becoming more mainstream now, and maybe before that it kind of was kind of sort of like niche, niche and kind of cliquey in a way.
Yeah.
That maybe just because it's gonna be becoming mainstream? Is it just like maybe the old fans are just kind of becoming toxic because of it, or kind of gatekeeping
there's definitely some toxic fandom, but it's coming from I think from some trauma of people being bullied. As far as, because back in the day, like you just said, like anime was not something you would be.
It wasn't. Yeah, super popular.
I wouldn't be like, yo, I'm into.
You weren't running around telling everybody.
I would wear shirts and people would be like, oh, that's dope. But like, I wasn't running around.
I wasn't posting a podcast online in high school talking about.
Talking about anime or just wearing stuff. But now, I mean, you see your favorite athlete like Megan Thee Stallion loves anime. Like there's.
I mean, dude. No.
I mean, Kid Cudi, Jamal Williams loves. Like, there's so many athletes that are really into it. Rappers talk about it.
Oh yeah.
So it's basically pop culture. Michael B. Jordan,
very heavily into it,
working on an anime. Heavily into it. I mean, I think a lot of those people are just kind of holding on. They're still trying to process the trauma. And I mean, in due time, but like, don't try to bully people who are trying to get into it and be like, oh, Bobo, you can't do this, because you're just kind of perpetuating the same thing that you went through. So, I welcome all, man. I definitely get where people are coming from in the sense of like, especially if you went through. I'm not trying to invalidate that or anything, but it's just like let's just welcome people with open arms. Like, who would have thought anime would be this big? Like
Right,
I
right.
honestly never,
No one probably saw it coming. So it's like
I did not.
you can kind of
love
see
it.
why people that maybe like they're kind of maybe like,
Yeah,
you know,
this is mine.
it's
This
my
is
yeah, it's
mine.
mine, and
Yeah,
now it's
'cause
everybody's. And
just to tap into that, you know, a little further, just I mean, for me personally, and I'm sure a lot of people agree, like anime was therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like something you know, if I had a bad day in school, if I'm going through, you know,
just
life,
go home and toss it on.
I would just toss it on. I mean, even now, like, I mean, I'm going through some stuff like just personal, like, and I just, you know, it's just that comfort of putting on anime, and it can be there. It can really be like lighten your mood. It can be, you know, you can see yourself in the world. It's just therapeutic, man. And I'm all for the way anime resonates with people, and that's why it's so popular the way it is now, because it's the stories, the way they tell the stories. It really resonates with people.
Well, hey, I didn't know you were going through anything, but man, hey, let me know if you need something.
I appreciate that.
I'm here
bro.
for you. I'm here for you.
Yeah, it's just, you know, yeah, we can talk about it offline,
Yeah, no.
but
Yeah, we don't gotta. Yeah.
no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's
I just
nothing
wanted- I
like
just
it's
wanted to
nothing
put that
like
out there.
family. It's just like, you know, like
Just want to put that out there.
relationships and shit. So, but no, I appreciate that, bro.
I guess so being that, you know, we were kind of just talking about, you know, welcoming all and everything, and, you know, I guess being that you said it's, you know, it shouldn't matter anymore really if you're watching Subverse dub, just the fact that people are starting to watch it. Are there some recommendations that you would
Yeah.
give?
Yeah,
the people?
first I would what I do with my friends now is you know, if they're like, "Hey, I'm trying to get into this, what would you recommend?" I always ask them like what genre they're into. Like,
Okay.
what do you TV wise, what do you watch? And they're like, "Oh, I'm really like into like sci-fi movies or like this." I'm like, "All right, well, you should check out Steins Gate or Full Metal Alchemist." You know, something like that. Or like, "Oh, I really love comedies. Oh, you should check out Spy Family." Which I think you should check out Spy Family. I think
Spy Family as
yeah.
well. Okay.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy that. I actually recommended that to one of my friends, and she loved it. And it's been hard to. She's like, I'm not really into like the action and bloody shit. Like she wanted something to laugh at, and you know, that was really cool that it resonated with her. So for me, I mean, 5 animes that I recommend at the top of my head. I'm not gonna recommend One Piece. Sorry, One Piece fans. It's over 1,000 episodes. I'm not gonna recommend that.
Yeah, probably not the best for somebody starting.
Yeah, someone starting out, I recommend Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Just to give you a taste of like, okay, I mean, you got comedy, you got a little action. I mean, people consider it one of the greatest, so try that maybe.
Okay.
I would recommend. I would throw in Demon Slayer. It's a really popular one as well. It's not too far in. You know, this is probably like 60 or 70 episodes. So I definitely recommend Demon Slayer. I think that's a good one. And what else would I recommend? I would say I'm trying to think of some short ones. I initially threw out Fooly Cooly, and I was like, I'm not doing that again. Fooly Cooly is an acquired taste, so but that's definitely one of my favorite ones. I would throw in I'm trying to think of a short one. I recommend Blue Lock. If you're in the sports, you'll probably appreciate Blue Lock.
Blue Lock's great.
Yeah,
that's definitely one of my top ones.
Yeah, I definitely definitely Blue Lock. I would also throw out, hold on, now I'm looking at my list as far as what I recommend. I mean, I wouldn't say Inuyasha, but I'm about to say Inuyasha. It's not my top 5, but I would say maybe you should check that out if you're looking to and to get into one. Hold on, I'm actually pulling up my list right now because I have it. What's up? Let's see. Really trying to think of a short one. Let's see. Short one. I mean, Vivi. Vivi's a sci-fi one. You may like that. It's only 13 episodes. I'd throw Spy Family in there. Spy Family's new. It's a comedy. It's something like light and funny. I mean, I recommend it to my friend. It's something that you probably may enjoy. And what was that, 4 right there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
I think so.
Yeah, last one. I want to throw in like Jujutsu Kaisen and Bleach. Bleach is too long, so I'm not gonna do that.
Just do JJK then.
I'm trying to see because I mean, JJK, yes, Jujutsu Kaisen, yeah, it's not that long, so I would. Oh, yeah, Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. All right,
Attack on Titan.
Run through the 5 again real quick,
right.
just so we make sure we got them all.
All right, so Spy Family.
Yep. Vivi, right?
Vivi. Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal. That's 4.
And what else did I say?
You didn't say Naruto, right?
Nah, Naruto's way too long. Yeah, it's too long. So I'm switching it up, but The Promised Neverland season 1.
Okay. Well, that's 5. Technically.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. The Promised Neverland is really good. Season 1 is. They botched it with season 2, and that's an example of what not to do with an anime. Like, because for those who have read it, the manga is really good. It's well written, and sometimes anime studios get ahead of themselves and they try to rush the production of certain shows.
Yep.
And they skip many arcs. And they messed up the plot. They try to finish it in one season when there's literally, they could have had seasons to finish the show. So I think that was kind of a situation. Maybe they went over their budget, but that's not the way. So watch season 1. It's great. Kind of, it, like I said, it carries itself where you can kind of like, okay, I'd be satisfied with that. So,
all right.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I like it. I mean, I can't. I guess I can't. I could tell you guys the animes that I've kind of watched, but I can't really. I guess recommend too many. Like the one thing I could say is the animes that I've watched are not very long. I guess that's like the one plus. So I'd say Blue Lock, Rising of the Shield Hero. Excuse me. Sword Art Online. You know, there is Sword Art Online is probably the longest one of all of them. I would say. Yeah. And then. Shit, I say give Overtake a chance, honestly, because I mean, it's new. It's a couple episodes in, but give it a chance. So just try it out, see how it is.
So, what would you say your favorite anime is?
Sword Art Online.
I love that.
It's almost like the way I describe it is kind of like. You've probably had this feeling too, you know, when you first open that PlayStation, you know, 3 or that PlayStation 4 or 5, whatever, like your Xboxes, one of your Xboxes as a kid, like, or, you know, when you open that Call of Duty game on Christmas or whatever game that you're into, you know, it's kind of like that. It was almost like even like the same way that I felt when I was playing Fortnite again, when Fortnite first dropped back in like 2018 or whenever it was, maybe 2017, or 2016 actually, I don't even know, but basically it's like that feeling, like I felt like a little kid, like when I was watching Sword Art Online, though, like that feeling of like just like joy and just like I didn't know what was going to happen next, didn't really care to know what was going to happen next, you know, because I was just so invested in just like the characters and everything like that. Sword Art Online is always going to hold weight for me. I would say probably, you know, if you want to give a second or third place, I would say second is probably gonna have to be, you know, Rising and then Blue Lock and then Rising or Rising Blue, whichever order you want to put it in. But those are solid.
I love what you said as far as like the aspect of like that moment of opening like a present or something, like you know, just bringing you back as a kid. I think a lot of people feel that nostalgia. Anime.
Nostalgia, I guess, is the best word for it.
No, they feel that feeling of joy and comfort, which is why a lot of people still watch it to this day. As far as if they start as a kid or if they start getting into it, it brings a sense of like, wow, like comfort and joy, and like I said, therapeutic to them. So that's really dope that you kind of was like, yo, that present, that's really cool, bro. And I mean, I'm happy that you're into it, bro, and like, you know, there's no welcome, bro. Like, you know, I'm happy that you like love it. You're starting to get into it, and you know, if you ever you know I'm here, like if you ever need recommendations, I always got you. Now I know as far as like the genres that you're really into, and I think the more you watch, the more you'll see like that expand, or maybe it won't. But I'm just happy, like, the more anime fans, the better, bro. I've definitely, it's so cool. I got my sister-in-law into a few of them. Shout out to her. Shout out to Rashida. But yeah, and she, she's asked me for a few. She really liked Demon Slayer. She was watching Attack on Titan. I think Attack on Titan was a little too much to her. Attack on Titan is intense. So
it is pretty intense. I've watched some of Attack on Titan. And it's pretty. I mean, it's good. It's good, but it's a lot. Like if you're just getting into it, it might be tough to like.
Oh yeah, bro. It's like Game of Thrones. It's like Game of Thrones. The best way to describe it. I think for me, I said. My favorite all time, I think Attack on Titan, if they weren't milking this ending so long, I would say it will go down as probably one of the greatest of all time. It is one of the greatest of all time. I think it may surpass Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood because of just how well written the story is. So
yeah. And speaking of all times and top things, I forget if we said it at the beginning of the episode or not, but please keep sending us those top fives, those top fives, that you guys recommend, anime,
top five animes,
anything.
I'd love to hear
anime, since we're talking about anime right now, please definitely send us some anime top fives that you guys recommend, and we can definitely, bring it back up on the podcast in the future.
We'll shout you out
and everything like that. But, I guess, you got anything else? I guess I do have one more, but is there anything else that you're thinking of off the top before we start wrapping up here?
First off, I gotta just give a shout out to my co-host. I appreciate you for allowing me to,
go into all out, baby.
Well, one of my favorite, my favorite genres as far as just in general, even higher than like superheroes or comics, like anime is number one.
He's getting me into it. Yeah. I will say, you're getting me into it. Yeah. It's definitely not overtaking superheroes. Spidey's got a too close of a place in my heart, but
anime.
You're getting me into it. That's what I will say. And I appreciate you letting me ask you some questions and just kind of maybe help other people that might tune into the podcast as well that maybe don't watch anime as much, but might have a peak in interest now because of maybe something you said or something that we talked about here today.
The more the merrier.
Right.
So you guys come on in. Like I said, you can always message us at the Rising of the Dreamerverse on Instagram. If you're looking for recommendations, we're gonna post some other stuff as far as the anime. But if you're looking to get into it, there's definitely something. Like I said, I've been saying, like, there's something out there for you. It is a real cool genre. It's really something for everyone. Also, shout out to Studio Ghibli films. As far as those type of films like Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, those are like really catapulted, and some people don't even consider those like animes either, but like they are animes. But those are really good like films that they make. Hayao Miyazaki makes like these incredible films that really resonate with a lot of people. Anime is therapeutic, anime is for everyone, and I love anime. So
yeah, all right. And then I guess I'll just to end with that, I guess the one last question I wanted to ask was, I know we talked about different genres. I didn't know if there was any other genres that you wanted to mention other than, shonen, isekai.
Yeah.
Was there anything else that you wanted to touch on too before? I guess I do have maybe two questions then, but is there any more genres that...
I'll go down like the top 5 genres that I know that people typically shoujo, which is like magical girl that they call, which is like you'll consider like Sailor Moon.
Okay.
That falls in that list. There's Slice of Life, which is like kind of like everyday life type of animes. The one I recommend to you, I wanted Keep Your Hands Off Eyes Open, about the girls making the anime that's considered Slice of Life.
Okay.
Sci-fi, Cowboy Bebop. Honor mention for Cowboy Bebop. It's definitely one of the greatest for sure. And Adventure, which is like considered One Piece, but One Piece is shonen too.
Okay.
And also
there's fighting and stuff,
and then there's
powers and
and then there's horror, which is like Elfen Lied, which is a big anime, and then like suspense, which is like Death Note, or like a show like Death Note's really good. Death Note's an anime I recommend for someone trying to get into anime if they like suspense and mystery and all that.
I would recommend on that one. I could recommend that too, because I've watched Death Note, and it's definitely a good one. then I guess then just last question here, just before we wrap it up. What is there anything that anime, I guess anime, manga, whichever one. I guess we'll leave it to anime just because you spent more time on anime rather than reading the mangas or anything like that. But is there anything anime has taught you that you want to maybe share with the people that you might, maybe that could be another reason that people might want to get into this genre and space?
I'm about to get real nerdy. Anime has taught me so much, but I'll definitely pull from Naruto because Naruto is a character who basically was an outcast, and which I think why a lot of people resonate with the show too. He was an outcast of his village. Everyone looked down at him. He wasn't the most talented person, but he worked super hard to gain the acceptance of other people and just gain the acceptance. Like he was always like confident in his abilities, and he worked really hard to get to a point. So I think what I took from that is just you don't have to be the most talented person, but if you work hard and you keep putting in that effort, then you'll manifest this idea of like Naruto's dream was to be the Hokage. He manifested that from just working hard and really just doing right by people. Like always, I mean, he was a misfit. Like he was just doing that as a kid, but like as he matured, he really would look out for people and just be like, yo, this is my ninja way. I don't go back on my word. I'm about the village. I'm about, protecting people. And then people were drawn to that energy. So that's definitely something I took from it. Also another character, Lee, and Guy Sensei, another character who is someone who didn't necessarily had the abilities like of chakra or anything like that. I mean, he uses chakra, but he couldn't do like ninjutsu, which is like the fire, like different elements and all that. He just worked hard. He worked super hard. And there's always this scene that really resonated with me with it's when he's younger and Kakashi, another character who's like a natural, like talented at everything, a beast, a lot of people's favorite character. They're joining like the academy for where you become like a full-fledged ninja. And Guy was always positive. He would see someone like, yo, you're gonna be my rival or something, like you're like, yeah, keep working hard. And then Kakashi's was like, yo, this dude's goofy. And then Kakashi's dad was like, yo, this kid's gonna surpass you.
Yeah.
And he's like, how would he surpass me? Like, yo, look at this dude. He like, when he sees him, he's like, he sees how hard, like he had like blisters over his hands, all that stuff, because he failed to get in the academy. And then Kakashi's dad is like, yo, they're not dumb. Like they see how hard this kid's working. He was like, make this kid your rival. He's gonna keep you getting better and better. And then in the long run, it's like a flash forward. Basically, Guy does surpass him. And so I just learned, like, as far as just like you necessarily may not be the most talented person, but hard work trumps talent any day.
Yeah.
So that's what I took from it. Like even with how we go about this podcast. I mean, we manifested this. We worked hard, and we put in the work to kind of make this happen. Like a lot of people say they want to do stuff like this, and you can totally do it. But it's about consistency and discipline. So. Yeah, that's what I took from it. So hard work, good. Discipline, and being consistent will get you so far in life. So
yeah, hell yeah, no, that's solid life advice right there. And nah, man, I definitely appreciate you kind of taking the time to just kind of educate and inform the people on this space, which I know that you love.
I love it so much, bro.
So anything else you want to say before we call it? Or are you good?
Shout out to the people.
Yeah, just shout out to the fans.
Shout out to the Dreamerverse. Shout out to the Dreamerverse, man. Yeah. We got some things we're cooking up. So
please leave us reviews on Spotify. Message us on Instagram. Give us your top fives. Hit us up wherever. We appreciate it, and appreciate all the support and everything like that. And really anybody that tunes in here, giving us a listen. So. Yeah, we'll catch you guys next time. We're not exactly too sure, where we're going to go next, but probably going to be some more Spider-Man stuff because we obviously have Spider-Man 2 coming out. So, We might have some more Spider-Man video game. Maybe we'll tap into the Spider-Man movies a little bit more too.
Oh, yeah.
In the next episode, just so it's not
Yeah.
you know, not just so video game centric, but
Yeah.
because you know that is pretty crazy. I mean, I know it's a video game podcast as well, but we've been you know we're getting the video game stuff rolling right off the rip.
Nah, we're tapping into everything, which is cool. And we're definitely gonna have another anime episode too.
Hell yeah,
so,
way more. No,
yeah,
dude,
way more.
way more.
Yeah, so appreciate you
Oh
guys.
yeah, man. Alrighty. Yeah. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.